When I was a young boy, I remember I was about 12 years old. My parents and I had planned our normal vacation to Vermont, and we all packed up everything we had. My father and I had this little routine. We'd open up the front door, I'd bring all the goods down to the car, and he'd pack every single thing in there that we needed for that week, to the point where nothing else would fit. We drove up to Vermont with my two sisters and our dog, spent a week, and then came back. On our return trip home, I remember it was an interesting experience because my sisters normally don't bring much up to the door, but I was carrying this huge load, and my mom was right ahead of me. And she opened up the front door, opened it up wide enough, and looked in, and our entire house had been completely ransacked. Completely ransacked. And the first thing my mom did was put her hand across me and said, "Don't go in." Now, our dog doesn't understand "don't go in." So our dog went running by us and ran into the house and started barking her little head off. And as she's running around the house all over the garbage that's strewn all over the place, she starts circling around this one chair. And she's going around and around and around and around. My father looks in the house and says, "I don't think there was a burglar here. There's got to be an animal or something in the house." So they called the police just in case, and the police said, "Yeah, you've got an animal, and this has happened before." My mom then decides to call an exterminator, because they recommend when you get an animal in the house, before you touch anything, call an exterminator. So she calls up the exterminator, and the exterminator says, "You probably got a squirrel in your house." She said, "Why don't you come over? Could you take care of it?" She says, the guy said, "We don't take care of squirrels, they're too dangerous." They literally will run up your arm and claw at your face. Not a good picture. So he said, "Let me give you a piece of advice. Take your dog, put him upstairs, lock him in a room, open up all the doors to your house, and eventually the squirrel will leave." So we did that. We put the dog upstairs, opened up all the doors, and soon after, about an hour and a half later, we saw the squirrel moving out of the house, hissing at us the entire way. Now, the next day, we had so much damage. The next day, we had to ask a carpenter to come over, a contractor. And he came over to the house, and he walks in, he says, "Oh my God, look at this damage. Every single piece of molding on every single window was destroyed. There was not one window, not one door frame that was left." He gave us a price that would be equivalent to about $20,000 today in damage from one squirrel. But the insight he had was pretty incredible. He turned to my mother and he said, "You know, if that squirrel had just eaten in one place, he would have eaten himself right out of the house in no time." Now, I have a philosophy. It's not about working hard. It's not about working smart. It's about working less. And the reason I was asked here today, oh, by the way, we found a squirrel. Just remembered I actually had a slide in them. One of the reasons I was asked here today is not because this is my industry, and not because I actually want to be known in the association industry as the person who knows how to grow associations very rapidly. It's that in my career, I've actually built or done some work in associations that has been dramatic. Let me give you one example, and you'll understand why.